And so we're going to be talking this morning about unity. What unites us, how we get united, how we can keep this unity, and where we get all those teachings from. It's not food that will unite us. Most people think, if we get a big pot of biryani, bring the people together, and then we'll have unity. Now when the biryani is over, the unity is over. Have you discovered that? And some people think we put up a big tent and then we call all the people together, all the churches, and all the pastors will sit on the top. Wow, we got unity now. Tent goes down, unity goes down. Have you discovered that? Tent goes up, unity is up. And so, how do we get this unity? How do we maintain this unity? This was the heart cry of our Lord. This is what he cried out for in his final moments. And we don't have it. 2,000 years later, we're still pulling one another down. We're still tearing one another apart, breaking his body into pieces and pieces and pieces. We all say that we love the Lord. If you love the Lord, you don't break his body and tear his body and crush his body. And so we have some major problems that we must quickly look at this morning in the time that we have. And ask the Lord to help us be a catalyst to bringing unity wherever we are. Be it at home, school, work, and also in the church. Okay? So then, dear brothers and sisters, the question uppermost in our hearts and minds this morning is, what unites the Lord's people? What unites us? What makes for real, lasting, binding unity among the family of God? Where do we find the kind of oneness that Jesus speaks to us so firmly about in John chapter 17? Looking at just one verse there, verse 21, Jesus says that they all may be one. That they all may be one. May the church, he's really saying, be brought to complete unity. May my body be brought to total and complete unity. So then the question is, how can the church ever be the answer to the Lord's Prayer? Some will suggest unity through institutions, being united under some bishop or archbishop. Others will say, how about the Pope? The Pope is a unifying factor. Surely that's one of the ways that we can achieve unity. Others will suggest unity through dialogue and declarations. And so they get together in massive crusades and conferences. And then they put out a paper saying, we believe this. We are united together. But does that really bring unity? Turn with me, please, to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 2, and verses 7 and 8. Through the book of Nehemiah, through the man Nehemiah himself and his work, I want to illustrate to you today how we can have and maintain a God-given unity. So firstly, let's look at these two verses. Here was a situation that Nehemiah, one man saw, one man knew, one man had the heart of God to feel the heart and the pain of God. And Nehemiah in chapter 2 and verse 17 and 18, he says, Then said I unto them, you see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Come, he says, let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. Verse 18, he goes on, he says, Then I told them of the hand of my God which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, Let us arise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work. So there was this need. And amongst all the people in the land, one man saw there was a need. And so in order to bring about unity, it's not going to take a committee or a council. We just need a man. A man or a woman of God who will say, I want God's will in our church, in our community. And so we see in Nehemiah, we see the people united in an incredible way. Something that blows our mind how they came together. And we're going to look at that. Men and women, adults and children, nobles and servants, different tribes, different cultures, people from different occupations, working as one towards this one common goal, irrespective of their portfolios and importance. Of course, there were great hardships. There were much setbacks and oppositions. There was very serious setbacks. But through it all, the gracious hand of God was upon this people because of this common bond and unity. And the Bible tells us that in 52 days they did what seemed impossible. Building and restoring the walls of Jerusalem in 52 days. It was a mammoth undertaking, but unity brought about such a oneness. And oneness brings about such a strength that something that is impossible in the natural is possible in the spiritual realm and in the natural. Now, you know, I go to a church in a city called Sarasota in Florida. And some years back they told me about their desire to build this building. And it's a big building, double the size of ours, made totally of timber, absolutely beautiful. And they told me that they did it in 30 days. 30 days. The entire congregation put everything off. Men, women, and children worked. In 1 month, they put up an entire building with audiovisual, with all the facilities, and I got in for my first meeting some years back to this building. What a feat. It is possible. And since then, I would go nowhere else in the States, but I'll go to this one church. Because there I find such acceptance, such warmth, such oneness. I've yet to experience love the way I'm accepted and received by these people. You know what it tells me? That where there's unity, there's love. Where there's unity, there's no short supply of funds and manpower. And when I walked in January, they had a massive party arranged just for me for that evening. And I think, you know, I served these people for 30 plus years. I never had one party. But, you know, these people, I go once in 10 years, and this is what I have. And it's just amazing. I'm not saying anything against you. I was just thinking that. It just came out of my mouth. But you don't mind that. I mean, it's just amazing what unity will do. Look at Nehemiah's situation. Now, putting up this wall, restoring the fabric, the unity of this nation was a major thing. Nobody cared. It was burnt down. It was sabotaged. It was destroyed. Here's one man. He stands up and he says, we can't let this happen. We've got to do something. So what we see and what we witness is that the walls actually goes up. Look with me at Nehemiah chapter 5 and verse 17. We will discover here what this has really accomplished. I see the evangelistic result of their well-being and wall building. 5 and verse 17. Furthermore, now this was after the wall is built, 150 Jews and officials ate at my table, as well as those who came to us from surrounding nations. What is the reason of this? What's the reason for this? Why do we find 150 Jews? These Jews must be high-ranking officials of the nation. And other officials, they're sitting at this table. Not only that, we got people coming from surrounding nations. Why did they come? They no doubt heard all about the gracious God of Israel. They no doubt heard what unity had accomplished in this nation. They no doubt heard that these people are one. They are powerful. They have a powerful God. Let's go and see for ourselves. We heard about it. Let's go and see the wall. We heard about it. Let's go and check it up ourselves. Didn't Jesus say, by this shall all men know that you are my disciples? By this became a witness for them. They no doubt heard about the Messiah who the people were really waiting for. And so, folks, the wall building of these Israelites witnessed to the world, witnessed to the surrounding nations about the true temple of God. And we follow through in Nehemiah chapter 6 from verse 15. We see another result. 6:15. So the wall was completed on the 25th of Elul in 52 days. When all our enemies heard about this, all the surrounding nations were afraid and lost their self-confidence because they realized that this work had been done with the help of our God. And so, when this work was accomplished, even the enemy started to shiver and shake. Even those people who were against us started to say, watch those people. They took on something that is impossible. They did something that is not possible in the natural. An entire nation was not able to do it. Look at them. They do have their God, and their God must have really helped them